What's up? It's Chris from StonefoxMedia, and I hope everyone's having a blessed day. Now, I'm going to do a little segment called Good News, Bad News, because you need to have some good news to go with the bad news. So, it looks like PlayStation Now is finally getting PlayStation 4 games later on this year. You'll actually be able to stream games to your PlayStation 4. Now, as of right now, I think they had like one game for PlayStation 4 on PlayStation Now, and now they're going to actually be increasing that. So all the games in the service, including PS4 games, will be included in a single PlayStation Now subscription. They came out via the PlayStation blog, and they say they'll share more information as they get closer to launch. They'll be kicking it off a few weeks with a test of PlayStation 4 games on PlayStation Now. So if you're an active PlayStation Now subscriber, keep your eye on your email just in case you get an invitation. Basically, you get to test it out and see how things work. This is good news because PlayStation Now should actually have games from now, not games from later. Yeah, that made perfect sense. That made perfect sense to me. Now, moving on from that news, and this is also really good news when it comes down to Nintendo, it looks like they have sold 1.5 million Nintendo Switch consoles worldwide, and this is actually coming from SuperData. So SuperData is actually affiliated with Famitsu, and it did come out there with numbers saying that the total worldwide sales are 1.5 million. 500 consoles sold in the United States, 360,000 sold in Japan, and European numbers are supposedly roughly that equivalent to Japan. And then also 85,000 units sold in the UK and 110,000 in France. Now, this is really good news. It's really good news, and this is mostly coming because of the whole entire Zelda. A lot of people ended up buying Zelda. About 89% of the people that did buy it did buy a copy of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That is really good for Nintendo because it looks like they have sold 1.35 million copies of the game. Now, granted, I stress this again, it was the only game that they had worth playing from Nintendo to get the Switch. It was the only game worth playing. That's it. Other than that, you can milk cows or rock computer babies to sleep or have Type Hand Switch, whichever one you want to do. It just wasn't a system seller. So, yes, this is actually a really big deal. I'm happy with their numbers. But before people conflate and inflate these numbers and say, oh man, these numbers are huge, the biggest numbers since ever, remember that PlayStation and Microsoft sold like 1 million copies in day one. Day one. Day one. I stress that again, day one. Now, it's time for the bad news because a lot of people have been reporting issues with the Nintendo Switch. One of them being that their screen keeps getting scratched by that docking station, i.e., the cheap plastic box that has nothing in it but a little board that allows you to hook it up to HDMI. That thing has been scratching screens, but it doesn't appear that Nintendo believes that that is true. So, the Nintendo Switch docking station is scratching screens, and here's what Nintendo says. So, in a recent interview with Reggie Fils-Aimé, he did explain some of the issues that have been floating around about people saying that their screens are getting scratched by the docking stations. Now, he said, again, this is why we're encouraging customers to reach out to us directly. We have done, as you know, literally hundreds of events, starting with our activity back in January, and most recently the various tours that we continue to take the system out on. As soon as I heard this report, I asked my teams, have we seen this in our own experience? And the candid answer has been no. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Are you suggesting that we're not being truthful with you? That we're making this up? Is this some figment of our imagination? Are we fibbers? Well, it looks like Reggie believes so. They're saying that with all the events that they have done across the world since they announced the whole entire Switch, that there's been no screen scratching at all. Period. It's us. We're making it up. We're lying to you. So the YouTube videos you've been seeing and the video that even I said, well, my screen is starting to get scratched, it is fake. It is false news. It is fake news, everybody. Fake news. Fake news. See, the proper response would have been, hey, we're looking into this. We know that this is a problem. Maybe we're going to, have some things at like GameStop or Walmart where you're going to be able to put some felt over the front portion of the whole entire docking station. We're going to rework the docking station so that it's a nice, cozy environment where it won't scratch your screen up, forcing you to have to buy screens scratcher protectors or whatever they want to call them. Yeah, we're working on that. That would have been a better response than we ain't seen it. Never happened here. What are you guys talking about? You guys are making this up. Why are you guys making it up? Reggie, I'm not lying to you. Reggie, I'm not lying. We're not making this up. It is scratching screens. It is. When you look inside of it, it's just a hollow box and it is scratching screens. Now, granted, we can do some things to try and jerry rig this whole entire docking station to where it won't scratch the screens. But for them to say that this is not true because they have went around country to country showing off the Nintendo Switch since they haven't seen it, it's candidly no. I have a problem with that. I'm sorry, I just have a problem with that. I think some other things were also probably addressed with the whole entire Joy-Con issue, saying that this is not a wide range problem. They are aware that some people are having problems with it, but basically this whole thing is fake. Nintendo, I have experienced issues with the Nintendo Switch. Just trying to turn it off. You take it out of the docking station, all of a sudden the screen gets frozen. You got to press the power button, hold it for 3 seconds, get the whole entire thing to turn off. You attach the Joy-Cons, and all of a sudden things start malfunctioning. When you take it out the docking station and slide those little things in there, things start going haywire. The screen just goes black and things like that. So this is not fake. Something's wrong with the Joy-Cons, and the docking station is scratching screens. I'm sorry I have to bring it out to you, but you might want to fix that instead of telling us that we're making it up. Well, that's all the news I got for you guys right now. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook so you know as soon as my news becomes available. Thank you guys for watching. God bless, and I'll holler at y'all later.